What's going on YouTube? Today we're going to talk about Jack Del Rio and whether or not he's ready to get revenge on the Las Vegas Raiders. I believe so. There's been a lot of reports that Jack Del Rio was really upset and heartbroken when the Raiders got rid of him. You can see this in the presser. From the day that he was fired. So in case you don't know, of course, Jack Del Rio was the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders from 2015 to 2017. He was fired at the end of the 2017 season and then replaced by John Gruden. He then went on to become a broadcaster for various networks and then joined the Washington football team as their defensive coordinator under Ron Rivera. This Sunday, Jack Del Rio will face his former team, the Las Vegas Raiders, for the first time ever. Ever for the first time since he's been fired, basically. So this is an interesting game. Like I said earlier, there was tons of reports that he was really upset when he was fired. Let's actually just take a look at the press conference when he was fired. You can tell me whether or not you'd be upset here.
I feel like today was a kind of a microcosm of our year. The opportunities and lack of production, really, not good enough, really kind of disappointing. That's what our year was, disappointing. So I spoke with Mark Davis after the game, and Mark let me know that he's not going to be bringing me back. He told me, loved me and appreciated all that I did to kind of get this program going in the right direction, but that he felt the need to change. I told him how much I appreciated the opportunity he gave me, and I mean that. Very grateful. My childhood team. It's a results business. I understand that. So, I appreciate the players and coaches and all the hard work, all the effort and energy. I do believe that we have established a solid nucleus. I believe whoever comes in here has a chance to take that nucleus and go to special places, and I'll be pulling for them. So,
I think that's a fair decision after the success you guys had last year.
I honor the owner's decision. Like I said, it was a great honor for me to lead this organization, to get this opportunity. I understand it's a results business. We had a great first 2 years, and this year was a big disappointment, and I can't disagree with that.
Jack, did you have any conversations with Mark before today that gave you any indication that this was possible?
No, we did not.
He told you at the stadium today, or?
Just a few minutes ago.
Is that it, guys? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and if you look at the end of that press conference, some of the questions the reporters were asking, you'll know that Mark Davis fired Jack Del Rio right there on the spot. Didn't even tell him that it was going to happen. They supposedly had no talks. Obviously, there was rumors about it. A lot of people heard about it at the time, and it was kind of known that they're going to move on from Del Rio and go with Gruden. But in the end, Mark Davis never told Jack Del Rio straight up and just fired him literally on the last game of the season. So he's going to hold some hard feelings about that, right? And that's another thing. When the Khalil Mack trade happened under Gruden, Jack Del Rio was on TV and he was right there ready to criticize it. And he totally did. Jack Del Rio has still commented on the Raiders to this day. He made some remarks when the Gruden email situation happened and Gruden was forced to resign. Check it out here. Jack Del Rio speaking on his Raiders successor on the Gruden emails. It was, I guess, shocking, embarrassingly bad for a person in that position to have those kinds of thoughts and to express them like that. I don't have much respect for it. So clearly throwing Gruden under the bus, saying that even him having any of those thoughts, making those kind of offensive, inappropriate remarks, he should be damned. So, hey, he's never hesitated to talk some crap when the Khalil Mack trade happened, talking some crap there. And in the media always, when the Raiders started having their playoff problems, second half of the season, it always collapsed. You saw Jack Del Rio in the media there saying, hey, Gruden and the offense is not getting it together. Obviously, he's going to be critical. He's going to hold some grudges. So I don't personally blame Jack Del Rio for kind of wanting to get revenge on the Raiders, and I think he does. I think he marked this game on his calendar. Because here's the thing. The Raiders only play the Washington football team once every 4 years. And like I said earlier, this is the first time that Jack Del Rio has played his former team after being their head coach. He marked this on the calendar a long time ago, and I was like, wow, I'm going to get them. And also, he's their defensive coordinator, so he's going directly against Derek Carr. Now, from Jack Del Rio's perspective, he's been around Derek Carr since 2015, from 2015 to 2017. So you think he'd have an advantage. He knows how this QB operates. He doesn't necessarily know how Gruden's offense operates and what offense they're using now, but he knows a lot about that quarterback. So if Del Rio is not able to actually shut Carr down, in my opinion, that says a lot about Del Rio. I mean, your defense has been pretty good. So Jack Del Rio's defense last year for the Washington football team, they were 4th in yards and 7th in points. But this year they are 25th in yards and 29th in points. So they've declined despite retaining a majority of the same talent. You still have that stacked defensive line. So here's the thing. If Del Rio is not able to stop Carr and shut him down, what does that say about him? It's like, bro, how could you not shut down some guy who you've coached? You were his head coach for multiple years. You should know this dude in and out. It reminds me of John Gruden going against Rich Gannon in the 2002 Super Bowl. You know John Gruden was going to destroy the Raiders because he had programmed Rich Gannon in that offense. So I think this is similar. However, Del Rio does not know the scheme. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Emotions are going to be flying high. I'm interested to see if Mark Davis attends the game, and it is in Vegas, so he probably will. And we'll see what happens at the end of the game, if Del Rio makes any comments, or what kind of emotions are going to be flying. Thankfully for Del Rio, most of the players from his era are straight up not on the Raiders team. I mean, Gruden pretty much wiped the whole roster. The only players from the Del Rio era that are on our team still is Derek Carr and Jalen Richard. Outside of them two, there's nobody else. Actually, you could also say Nicholas Morrow. He was on the roster for 2017 for a little bit of time. So there's not really anybody who he could really have any emotions with besides Mark Davis and Derek Carr and Richard and Morrow. But I'm pretty sure, I don't think Del Rio's going to have much to say there. He seems to like Carr, though. He has a good relationship with him. He still spoke highly of him in the media. I think Del Rio's always just been sour against Gruden and Mark. I'm interested to see what happens. Hope you guys are too. So we'll check out the game this Sunday. Join me live while watching it. Remember to subscribe to this video, especially if you watched it all the way through. Like it too, man. It really goes a long way to help me out. This is Wi-Fi Willie. Hope to see you on the next one. Peace.